Jackson Landry's victory established the Canadian as one of the world's top 70.3 athletes. No one could have imagined that the COVID pandemic would mean it would take 3 years before he would have a chance to defend his title.
Once we're to the road, we're good. Probably gonna be pretty relaxed day, hopefully. Ready, everybody?
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna go out and do about a 45 minute bike, check out some of the course, do a couple intervals, but pretty easy. And then, yeah, we gotta pick up our race kits. We got eggs. You can't really have too much of a routine when sometimes the races are like 3 p.m., sometimes they're 6:30 a.m. There are different places all over the world. If you're in Mexico racing versus Mont-Tremblant versus Slovakia, you've got all kinds of different things to think about. So
Jackson, if you look back at the last 4 or 5 years, is likely one of the most consistent athletes in performance. Like, I haven't seen Jackson have a bad day. This guy's proven himself time and time again. Why is he still an underdog? So now, obviously, things are a bit different. Wearing number 1 on Sunday, having won this race, I think it's great to see a little narrative change. And we love Lionel, obviously, but that's the name everyone goes to.
I love racing Lionel. It's always, every time I race him, it's like a check of like, where am I? Because he's always been at the top level for 70.3. He's been like the standard. So the first couple times I raced him, like, he destroyed me like 15 minutes, whatever, huge gaps. And then each year you get kind of closer and closer and closer. It's never going to be an easy battle. He'll go as deep as he can and he'll find his way to the front of the race, do everything he can to do that.
Et voilà, c'est parti pour le Subaru IRONMAN 70.3 Mont-Tremblant.
With a 1.9 kilometer swim completed, Canadian Brett McMahon will be the first to head out onto the 90 kilometer bike. But the Victoria, BC triathlete will have plenty of company. 1 minute back, in 9th place, Jackson Landry from Guelph, Ontario.
So I get out of the water, my heart rate's feeling pretty high, the swim's a bit tough, and I'm thinking, okay, let's try to relax through transition and then get on the bike and go to work and catch those leaders.
Fellow Canadian Lionel Sanders is 11th to the swim, just 40 seconds back of Landry. He is one of the world's very best at this distance, particularly on the bike. Jackson Landry has quickly made up his deficit out of the water as a large pack makes its way through the Laurentian Mountains of Quebec. Landry won this race back in 2019, although Sanders was not in the field that year. 2 months prior to this race at Ironman 70.3 Oceanside, they did go head-to-head, with Jackson taking a 33-second victory over Sanders. Still, considering Sanders won the race in 2015, 16, 17, and 18, it is understandable why everyone, including Landry, is concerned with where he is.
I'm thinking, okay, let's push it pretty hard to the turnaround, see where Lionel is, and sort of see how the legs feel and see if I can maybe make a move in the middle section of the bike. And I get to that turnaround and see that Lionel's about 1.5 minutes down. So I'm thinking he either had a really bad swim, or he maybe doesn't have great bike legs today, or he had a mechanical.
Turns out it was a mechanical, a flat tire in the opening stages. But since dealing with that issue, Sanders has been riding faster than all the other professional men.
I was at the front quite a bit in the first half of the bike, or even the first 60K. I'm at the front a lot. It was good because I knew I wanted to control the pace, but also I just didn't quite have that gear that I've had in a few races this year where I could push it and kind of drop some guys. So I'm just in that middle zone of not wanting to be too far back, wanting to be in the mix, but not trying to push too hard and bury myself before the run.
It may have been expected by the front group, but nevertheless, it's still a devastating moment. The leaders have been tracked down by Lionel Sanders, and the pride of Windsor, Ontario is setting a blistering pace.
So Lionel goes by, and he's mad that the group's all together. There's no officials, there's some guys that are too close, and he's swearing. He was just frustrated, and that's normal racing. It happens all the time. Everybody gets mad in a race, and it's kind of just one of those things. He goes to the front. So we get to about 55K. There's a long hill, and Lionel just absolutely smashes this hill, and I do everything I can to stay with him. And
I'm right where I need to be, about 15 meters behind for the first 3 minutes of the hill. The last minute, I was literally blowing up like it was VO2 max effort, and I just couldn't hang on, and he got away. And you know, I'm thinking, all right, I've got to just get some fluids, cool off. Like my heart rate was way too high, and I'm thinking, let's try to relax for a minute here and see if I can still put together a good day for like a podium finish.
So at that moment, are you like, there goes first?
Yeah, you don't catch Lionel. Like nobody catches Lionel. Have you ever seen someone catch Lionel in the run? Like doesn't happen. He's just so strong. I needed my A+ legs today to be able to stay with him. And I had like C legs. I just didn't have that push that I needed.
2:30 back of Sanders. A huge group arrives in T2. The victory looks to be Sanders, but there are 2 other spots available on the podium.
Maybe I messed up my taper a little bit, maybe, who knows, but I just needed to kind of work with what I had. You can either pout and cry about it and quit the race, or you can work as hard as you can with what you got, and I ended up feeling a little bit better and better as the race kind of went on.
Landry's training partner, Cody Beals, will head out in second. Jackson Landry a few seconds back in third.
Cody and I run together all the time, and this is the first time ever in a race where we've been so close together. Either he's been way ahead or I've been way ahead. So, you know, we start the run, we're pretty much together. I made up a small gap, and then we ran together for about 5-6K. I was pushing it pretty hard early on.
But there is another competitor pushing even harder. Tomas Rodriguez Hernandez is running faster than all the other men. And well into the run, the Mexican takes control of second place, setting the stage for a showdown for the final podium spot between the 2 friends from Guelph, Ontario. Lionel Sanders, in a time of 3:48.02, captures his 5th Subaru Ironman 70.3 Mont-Tremblant title. 2:14 back, Mexico's Tomas Rodriguez Hernandez with the best run of the day as he takes second. Jackson Landry with a late push as he captures the final podium spot. Crossing the finish line just 10 seconds back, Cody Beals takes 4th.
Cody Beals finishing in 4th place. What a race by these athletes.
It's never a bad day when you finish on the podium, and it's never a bad day when you go out and you give it the best you can. And I was honestly really proud of myself for rallying when I didn't feel that great, and I just pushed through, and I was able to find a good gear in that last 10K. And it's fun when you can go out and do what you love and just race hard. And it's not always a perfect race, but you just make the best you can, and I was really happy I did that today.